Is this series more about Luka or Kawhi?
You know what? I'd like Stephen A. to start because I want to focus on Luka, Stephen A., and I know you have things to say about Kawhi.
Oh, absolutely. This is all about Kawhi Leonard. I don't want to hear anything about Luka. Now, don't get me wrong. I must bring up Luka when I'm talking about Kawhi because I was told, and I think I was told by Max Kellerman and various others about the superstar that Kawhi Leonard was, okay? And we understand that in this series, he's averaging 30, okay? Kawhi Leonard is averaging 30 on 57% shooting. So it's not like he's some scrub or something like that. This brother's a star. But I think I was told he actually could play defense. Well, why is it then that when we talked about him and Paul George, two-way players, and I'm focusing more on Kawhi than Paul George, because my problem with Paul George is that I just think he needs to be more assertive and aggressive and play like the star that he is. But he ain't the number one dude. That's supposed to be Kawhi Leonard. And I'm watching Luka Doncic average 35, 9, and 8. I'm going to say that again. 35, 9, and 8. On 47% shooting and 43% shooting from three-point range. Last night in three quarters, he had 40. 40 in three quarters. Shot 1 of 8 in the fourth quarter, 0 for 3 from three-point range, scored just 2 points in the fourth quarter, but he had 40 in three quarters. Only two members of the Dallas Mavericks scored in double digits. Luka and Tim Hardaway's 20. Porzingis didn't even have nothing but 8 points. And you still lose on your home court? Wasn't the crown dangling from the convertible, Kawhi Leonard? Was it you, that dude that was coming to claim L.A.? Better question. What would we be saying if this were LeBron James? You'd face the franchise. You're supposed to be the leader. You're supposed to be that dude that everything evolves around. If this were LeBron James, we would be killing him. See, this is moments like this is what LeBron James should use to crystallize as to why he can't stand the media or critics or pundits or whatever. Because this is where we are grotesquely unfair to him. If this were LeBron James, we'd be all over him. 20 points, 7 of 9 shooting, Game 5 at the time of the series, 2-2. Going back to Dallas with a Game 6 on your home court, you can't win. 3 home games, 3 losses. Let me tell you something, Max Kellerman. I think Steve Ballmer got to get the hell out of the Staples Center as quick as he possibly can.
No doubt.
Get another arena.
Get another
arena. Move to another city if you have to. Let me tell you something. They lose this, man. They lose this series. And I give props to Dallas because, see, I didn't pick Dallas to win another game because of that nerve damage in Luka Doncic. I don't know how he did. I'm like, it's nerve damage in the neck. How the hell can you overcome that in 2 days? But he did. He did. And I'm looking at Steve Ballmer, and I'm like, you just keep losing at the Staples Center.
Yeah, this is the point, Stephen A. I agree with the Staples Center point. I agree with it. First of all, when you get the Wednesday games and the Lakers get all the good dates, you should get out of there anyway. But
why?
I agree with you.
What's wrong with a Wednesday game?
No, I'm saying, like, the Clippers, the dates of Clippers games, at least when I was in L.A., were always like the second-rate games. And the prime
Saturday
time slot.
afternoons.
Yeah,
like
right,
that,
exactly.
Yeah. But Wednesday night is not a bad night.
Yeah, Wednesday
That's
night's not
ESPN
bad.
night.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, that's a very good point, Stephen.
Yes.
Yes. I can't debate what you're talking about with Kawhi because Clippers will never flip L.A., but Kawhi had a chance here. Kawhi had a chance here to come at the throne for LeBron in L.A. Kawhi's from L.A., right? You get L.A. behind him, if not the Clippers. If the Lakers get bounced, there's a little crack, there's a little opening, right? He didn't do it, you're right. By the airball, the last shot, I was shocked. But this was not about Kawhi, in fact. What this was about was Luka Doncic. Luka, who dropped 42, 14, and 8 for his third playoff victory on the road in this series against supposedly a great defensive team. Luka Doncic said after the game, I could have been much better late. I made a lot of mistakes, and gave the credit to Dorian Finney-Smith, who wound up, 6 or 8 points, whatever it was, but his overall game. Luka, and this is something people have to understand. Right now, Stephen A., put all the NBA players on a scale. What's their value? Which means not just who would you build a franchise around, because maybe it's Zion, that's years away still, or some young player. It's not just Who's the very best player in the world right now? Do we know that Luka is better than, say, James Harden right now? But he's 10 years younger already. I'm saying add everything up and say if you had to put everyone in a trip, who would get the most in a trade? Who's the most valuable commodity in the NBA? The answer is Luka Doncic, and it's not close. He is 22 years old and can walk into playoff series against defenders like Kawhi and Paul George, and they don't seem to want it with him. As you said, Porzingis, supposed to be his second banana, he don't have it. Every year he's hurt, and he has to get back to where he is, and when he's at his best, he's very good. That's not right now. Tim Hardaway Jr. has been excellent. They have guys like Kleba and Finney Smith who can play, but this is Luka Doncic completely controlling the game and being the best player on the floor. This is about Luka.
Nope. Because Luka takes Kawhi off the hook, and I'm not going to let that happen. Here's the deal. Luka's big boying dudes. Luka, Patrick Beverly. You ain't even you're not even in the rotation anymore because Luka's out there and he big boys you. You just too small for him. Rondo, same thing. Width-wise, in terms of Paul George, maybe a little bit too
Rondo
small.
wasn't good last night. I was surprised.
That's not Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, you see those muscles that he's got? You know he's a legit 6'7", right? Just like Luka, right? And last time I checked, Kawhi ain't supposed to be. This is the dude that got MVP because he was guarding LeBron James. Now, LeBron James averaged 28 points in that finals in 2014, but was held to 37% shooting by Kawhi Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard got MVP because of that. Well, now here we are, Luka. And what does Ty Lue say in the post-game conference? We asked Kawhi to do a lot, and he was tired. What? Didn't y'all rest coming into the postseason?